And we just want to be up there with the rest of the continent. If you think about, like, I was talking about, bands and music, one of the greatest ever to do it with a band is obviously Fela Kuti, Brenda Fassie, those types of people. And we are, it's not just about being South African, but also being from this continent. This continent has given everything to culture. Music started in Africa. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be the greatest.
You're listening to Adesope Live, the Afrobeats Podcast.
Bro, listen. Bro, it is a happy New Year's. Let's start that way.
How far now?
My brother, I'm good, man. It's nice to catch up with you.
Good. Thanks for making time, brother. What's up?
Listen, man, it's been a minute. I've been trying to catch up with you for since you had touched my blood when you came to France. I was like, yo, we need to have a chat. I'm happy it's taking, it's taking long, but I'm excited that it's finally happening. First of all, how have you dealt with the whole pandemic, quarantine, lockdown? How has it affected you as a person and as an artist, man?
For me, it's been very, very productive. As an artist, the only thing you can do really in these situations is make music. You're stuck at home. Luckily, I can record from home and I can make music. And that's what I think this, time was really for artists to just rediscover themselves, get in touch with themselves. And just as people, get back in touch with yourself, reintroduce yourself to yourself, if anything, that's what the time is for. Obviously, I miss being on the stage. I miss performing. I miss connecting with people. It's a very, very weird time. But for me, the positive thing is that I've got a project out. I shot a lot of videos. And we're making it work, man. And we just want to give people something to listen to, give something for them to consume and help them through this time. So that's really what it's about.
Before, congratulations on your new project. Before we get to your new project, you mentioned performing. You are one of my favorite performers out of Africa. I think.
Thank you, sir.
Nah, man, every time I'm excited to see you, whether it's on stage, whether it's YouTube, wherever it is where you're performing, the fans don't need to know your records. You give them a performance that makes them excited and want to know a lot more about you. Talk to me about your performing angle. How did that come in? Where did that come through? Did you kind of really, really train yourself to be that good? Talk to me about it, man.
For me, I grew up in a house where there was always music. So when I was 6 years old, 7 years old, I was already performing, doing Michael Jackson songs for my grandparents, for my parents, for my cousins. And I was always known as the kid who would if you bust a dance move or sing a song, I've always been inclined that way since I was a young kid. So for me, in terms of performance, how I got to this point, a lot of practice, a lot of mistakes, a lot of dedication. The real turning point for me was when I decided to start playing with a live band, because that really is what really makes a musician. I feel like my live show is one of the best on the continent, because it's not just, with all due respect to people who show up with just a DJ and a mic, and people can rock the crowd like that. But I want to give people a experience in music, because my music is musical. And, when I put my band together, it's all the greats did it with a band. Michael Jackson, James Brown, the Roots, you talk about in South Africa, we had Double HP, who was really a pioneer of that. So I really got all of that stuff from there. And when I'm on stage, I feel like, it's kind of like the easiest part of everything in my life. I feel the most at home. Everything makes sense on stage. And in life, sometimes a lot of things don't make sense when you're on that stage. So when I'm on that stage, I'm giving it 1000%, whether it's 100 people or 10,000 people, I'm always going to come with the same energy.
Facts. Now, South Africa, for some reason, South Africa has always found its way in leading the charge when it comes to new sounds, new flavors, a lot of unique talents. You mentioned, some greats that have graced this earth when it comes to music. What it is about South Africa? Is it in the water? Is it the people? Talk to me about, the beautiful country and how so many musical geniuses have come from South Africa, man.
I think, South Africa has an interesting history, as do all the countries in the world, but ours specifically for the fact that the South Africa that exists in the way it exists today is kind of like a miracle, we always talk about, a lot of the countries on the continent have had like wars, civil war, and you could say in many ways we are still at war, with the legacy of apartheid and racism and all that stuff and social inequality and economic freedom. But what it did do was allow for us to mix together and come together and be exposed to each other through, different, the schooling system, through the diversity of our people. South Africans are super, super diverse. There are so many flavors. In Cape Town, you got colored people. In Durban, KwaZulu-Natal, Zulu people, Indian people, white people. It's all mixed together. And I think that is South Africa, our greatest strength, is because, the beauty of our land mixed with the beauty of our people, you can't not, be inspired by it. We come from great people. Nelson Mandela, one of the greatest human beings to ever live. He's a South African, and we are cut from that cloth. You know what I'm saying? And we just want to be up there with the rest of the continent. If you think about, like I was talking about, bands and music. One of the greatest ever to do it with a band is obviously Fela Kuti. Brenda Fassie, those types of people. And we are. It's not just about being South African, but also being from this continent. This continent has given everything to culture. Music started in Africa. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be the greatest.
Listen, man, you touch on incredible stuff, man. You've always been very passionate about Africa, talking about the unity from west to south. Obviously, one of the scourges of our continent has been, xenophobia, and how you spoke out against that, but also how it also threatened to almost divide us as a family, as a united entertainment family. You saw how Nigerians who were speaking out, where people, what are your thoughts about that situation, and how can we, as people with voices, ensure that we keep that unity together at all times?
I think that it's important to remember when it comes to touring the continent as a hip hop artist, especially from South Africa, I was one of the first to do that. I was out in Nigeria in 2012, 2013, 14. I was one of the first to be out there all across the continent: Tanzania, Nigeria, Ghana, Botswana, Namibia. I've gone to Congo. I've gone all across Kenya. I've gone all across the continent for such a long time. And one thing that I do realize is that the only way we can understand each other is through music and through collaboration. So when that whole situation went down, I think it's just people need to sometimes not get swept up in a mob mentality. What I was trying to do is say, guys, listen. Don't believe everything that you read. Don't believe everything that you see on social. This is the age of misinformation. You know, so it was kind of interesting to see people try and turn on me like that. But I know who I am in my heart, and I know where I'm from, and I know where I want to go. So for me, it's important to have that Africanism in your heart. But at the same time, what makes us so beautiful is the countries that we come from. And we put that all together and we stay collaborating. That is how we keep this together as a family in music on the continent.
Absolutely, man. You had, apart from the many hits that you've had over the decade, you also had one of the biggest records in collaborating with your brother, Burna Boy. That also threatened the relationship. How can we pull you guys are giants of Africa. How can we squash this and start to make collaborations going forward, brother? What can we do?
I think that it's not necessarily about myself and Burna Boy. It's bigger than that. it's about, if you see, like, I don't know if you know about Focalistic. I see he's out there in Nigeria, touring the continent. If you know about Amapiano now, it's a big thing that's going into the continent. It's bigger than just me. It's really about keeping up the tradition of collaboration between artists from different African countries. As far as on a personal level, you know, I haven't spoken to him in a while, but I got mad love for him. I respect his art. I respect him as a person. Just, you know, because you know, brothers can fight. It just, in this instance, it happens under the magnifying glass of the public. And that's just the way it is. But I don't have any bad feelings towards nobody for none of that stuff that went down. And I got love in my heart, and I want to make music with everybody from everywhere.
Facts, man. Now, you've come to this new project you dropped, you know, last year. Congratulations on that. I know a lot of people are saying, it's an album, it's an EP. What's the difference and why are people bothered about that?
I don't know, man. It's the first, so the album is, or the EP or whatever you want to call it, is called Mania. You know, I basically wanted to do a conceptual album for the first time. You know, at some point in your career, you get to a point where you can start playing around. You just really start having fun. And that's what I did. I've dropped a couple of videos. I've got a brand new single called Finessing that's coming out with a video that we're dropping, I think, next week. And I really wanted to play around with the concepts. And people need to understand that right now there's so much music coming out because everybody's on lockdown. Right. I want to make something for my fan base that's going to interest them in the long term, and not necessarily just like, okay, listen to a couple of songs. For me, I'm very proud of the fact that you can listen to it for a long, long time, and you can still listen to it next year and it'll still be relevant and it'll stand the test of time. And I'm very proud of it. Listen,
man, you had the album, it had that WrestleMania feel, it had that Hulkamania feel. For me, I'm a wrestling fan. So once I saw the colors, it almost meant like you were speaking to me and millions of people around the world. Was that your plan?
Yeah, I wanted to base it around that concept. I wanted to put the little clips in there. I wanted to make a grand gesture, you know, something that was entertaining, because today in this era, you have to differentiate yourself in terms of hip hop. Like, hip hop right now is so, everybody sounds the same. Like, everybody sounds the same in hip hop right now. Even on a level of, like, in South Africa, it's getting more and more American, and we're kind of losing our way a little bit in terms of our sound. So for me, I wanted to take myself out of that and do something completely different. Just even talking about it now is making me smile, because I'm thinking about how it sounds and all the time that I spent on it. And I really hope people enjoy it.
Listen, man, I know I heard, obviously, the hip hop critics were out to say, yo, AKA, this sound might be different. We're not feeling. Personally, for me, I don't know, maybe because I'm coming from a musical point of view, I think this project is dope. I enjoyed the music throughout. I love the sonics that you brought to it. I like the fact that you could rap and you could sing at the same time. I love the collaborations with Soma Josie, with Yanga Chief. You know, I love that blend. And I think, personally, where I stand in the UK, I think this is a project that a lot of people internationally can listen to and get a feel of what you're trying to do. I think it's dope.
Thank you very much, sir. You being in the UK, you're familiar, obviously, with drill, you know? Yeah. And drill is a big thing. And it's even, obviously, you know, how Pop Smoke took the sound. And a lot of guys right now, even in South Africa, like, there's drill from this South African drill, there's American drill now, there's Italian drill, hip hop, you know? So for me, I'm a fan of listening to those types of things. I'm not necessarily in the mind state where I'm like, okay, I need to jump on this sound to stay relevant. I'm always gonna do my own thing, and that's what's got me this far.
Listen, my brother, again, you've dropped, I think this is probably like the 5th album / project, right?
Yeah.
What would you say as AKA in that 5 transitions? What's the big thing the big difference in 2021 that you found after making all these big projects? What has been the biggest?
The biggest thing that I found is that you really gotta love what you do, man. You really gotta be excited. You should never lose the childlike excitement in yourself when it comes to a project of music. Whether you're coming up with a product, whether you're developing a concept, don't ever let the child inside you die, because a lot of people will try and push you this way or tell you what to do or give you advice. But you need to approach everything like as clear as like a child feels about opening up a Christmas present or whatever. If you can harness that feeling and you can use that excitement, that childlike excitement, then you can go far, because nobody's ever going to be able to stop your juice. You're always going to have juice, because your juice is not going to come from a place where it's from other people's recognition. If you are making it for yourself and you are satisfying your own inner child, then half the job is done. Absolutely,
my brother. Listen, man, another thing that I've noticed about AKA over the years is your entrepreneurial skills, brother. You've taken the plunge, you've partnered with apps, launched an app where people can pay for your content. You partnered with Reebok and designed shoes there. You cruise vodka. You've got your restaurant and bar. Do you have an energy drink? Did I see you with an energy drink?
No, I don't have an energy drink yet, but I will tell you that it's been so fun, the business side, to learn things. Like for me, my vodka has been super, super successful. And I'm very grateful for the fact that I decided to work on that many years ago. I think it's been about 5 years now. Let me get it for you. Hold up.
Please. Show me that. Because I know you've got the new flavor.
This the watermelon though. You know what I'm saying? I should send you a case, man. Hold up. So like I was saying,
My brother.
gotta do the product placement.
Please.
Like I was saying, it's been so fun to develop a product from your mind. You dream it up, what it's gonna look like, what it's gonna taste like. Like the vodka, one flavor takes like 2 years to make. You gotta go taste it and develop it. With the shoes, I had worked on like 2 years for it as well. Just all these ideas in my mind, bringing them to life. I recently opened my own spot in Durban. So now I've got my own venue with which to perform and to throw my own parties. So for me, I'm really enjoying that side of life. I mean, obviously the money is good, but for me, it's creativity is not just limited to music. Creativity is in all fields. You can still stimulate your creativity in business as well. And that's why I enjoy it so much.
How would you advise young people that are getting into the music game now to think about other parts of the business, not just the music, like you said?
I'm saying to them, anybody who's watching this, think about it. You can't go, especially in our country, we don't know when we're going to be able to set foot on stage again. A lot of countries, some countries are open. I'm saying in my country, for instance, I don't know, in the UK, you can't have concerts.
We can't.
The concerts are done. You can't even go out anymore. So we don't know what the world is going to look like. And nobody could have predicted this. But I can say, if I didn't get into business, I wouldn't have made it through these last few months, because I would have just been relying on music. You got to take, when your name is hot, you got to use it to secure your future. Get into interesting stuff. Get together with your people around you and take care of the business, and the business will take care of you. But also don't forget to keep that love for music, because you stay hot and you keep your name hot, it'll make it easier to take care of the business, man, and branch out and do new things.
The Bryce Show, another success, ventured into television. What was your thinking with that, and how did that concept come to play?
I'm a big foodie, you know. I watch lots of food shows, like, you know, First We Feast, Hot Ones with the wings, you know. I don't know if you've seen that type of joint. I've always wanted to host a show around food. Now, in South Africa, we braai, you know, like in America, they call it barbecue or whatever the case. But in South Africa, we braai. It's like a gathering where people are, you know, like put meats on the fire, you know, the girls making the salads, you know, people swimming in the pool, you know, having some drinks. And I wanted to also, once again, branch out into TV. I've always wanted to put together my own show. So I put together my own show, and we actually put it together for my app. Oh, snap. I even forgot. I did an app too.
Of course.
And then they came and the national broadcaster, the public broadcaster came and picked it up for 13 episodes. So that was some good dough there. But more than anything, it allowed me to also stay on screen, stay relevant in people's minds. Because while you couldn't see me on the stage, at least every Thursday, you could tune into the Bryce Show. I was interviewing, you know, some of the biggest celebrities. We're about to go into season 2 now. I want to step up the guests. I want to step up production. Man, I've got so much to do, man. And the Bryce Show, we draw about 2.6 million viewers every single episode. Which is crazy, man. Which is crazy. So God has been good to me, man.
Absolutely. The last time you were on my radio show was when you revealed to the world that you were having a little princess. You know, the princess is born now. She's a personality like her father. You know, what has fatherhood done to AKA as a whole? What has it done to you as a person? What has that done to you as an artist, an entertainer? What has the beauty of fatherhood done?
It's changed me in that I realize that I am responsible for somebody, and anything that comes out of my mouth or my actions don't just have consequences for myself. There's consequences of this little life that I have to steer through for until, you know, I leave this earth, that I have to protect and I have to provide for. And that has made me a bit more sensible. You know, obviously sometimes I'm going to lose my shit. I'm sorry. You know, I'm a human being. I mean, it's hard to get rid of that, especially in hip hop. Yeah. But overall, I think she's really helped calm me down and just use my mind to solve problems a bit more instead of like losing my composure. So I think that's the most important thing. Other than that, I also have a deeper understanding. You know, when you have a daughter, as a father, you learn things about yourself. Facts. Like, you know, patience, and it softens you up a little bit, you know. I'm happy I actually didn't have a boy. Obviously, I wanted to have a boy, but I'm happy I didn't, because I think I wouldn't have unlocked these different layers of myself if that was the case. Absolutely. My brother, hip hop is probably the top genre in South Africa. You know, I know you've had Afro House with the icon Black Coffee. Now Amapiano is killing stuff with all sorts of people. One of the biggest records out of Africa, if not the biggest record out of Africa in Jerusalem. Talk to me about who you're listening to now when it comes to hip hop across the continent. Who's AKA checking like, yo, that brother or sister can do it. I'm still listening to a lot of old music because I got a sample, you know. So for me, I tell you the truth, man, I'm not listening to too much hip hop. When it comes to, I make it, but I feel like if I listen to too much, I don't want to get influenced by it, you know. I like Shoma Josie a lot. She's amazing. Focalistic. I'm a piano artist. He's amazing. I'm listening to Maporisa. Kabzada Small. I'm still listening to some Nasty C. I think Nasty C is dope. So I'm listening to a whole lot of people. Obviously, I'm listening to a lot of samples, man. I'm listening to a lot of sample records. I'm always listening to old music, watching old performances, so that I can grab something out of it and turn it into something new. I'm always looking for inspiration. So I don't really think I listen to music. When I go to the club, I go to just see, okay, what's going on? Like, what's the big songs? What are people kind of vibing to? But mostly when I'm at home, I'm looking for inspiration. So I'm going through like Daft Punk. I'm going through like Fela. I'm listening to, I'm listening to samples. I'm listening to movie soundtracks. all types of stuff. But I mean, hip hop, I'm listening to Big Sean. I love Big Sean's album, Detroit 2. I like Playboy Cardi. Yeah, man, I listen to a whole lot of stuff.
Listen, when you talked about sampling and listening to old stuff, I watched your performance, a performance of you maybe like 2 weeks ago, one of those live stuff you did on the rooftop.
On the roof. Yeah.
Where you did one of my favorite ever songs, If You Be My Bodyguard. That for me is one of the reasons why I think you are super incredible, man. Talk to me about being influenced by Graceland, the Lady Smith, Black Mambata, that incredible time of you, Master Kayla, and everybody.
Yeah. That time is an interesting time in South African music history because Graceland won Paul Simon Graceland won the Grammy for Best Album, I think, when it came out. Yeah. So it was the album of the year. And on that album was Ray Perry, Lady Smith, Black Mambazo. Yeah. So they had gone to LA and actually gave him the juice to make Graceland, you know? So that if you listen to that song, like You Can Call Me Al, Diamonds on the Soles of His Shoes, all those records.
That's South African
African music. That's African music. So I just wanted to also expose, because there's a whole new generation of kids who don't know anything about that. And I think it's also my responsibility to show them, like, hey, this is where you come from. Like, this is the greatness that you are cut from. So don't ever leave that behind. Use that and steal from it where you can and make it into something fresh.
No, that's incredible, man. And before we round up, over the last couple of months, we've covered the back and forth, signing or no signing. Is there a boxing match? Is that for real or something? Is that just Twitter?
Nah, I've been trying to make it happen, man. I don't know how much I can talk about it. Let me tell you the most difficult thing. The most difficult thing is getting two people who do not vibe with each other at all to agree on terms. We both want different things. I'm saying that he's running because, I had to post the receipts on Twitter the other day to show people like, yo, I'm actually trying to make this thing happen. I had to take an email and blur up because, people would like, he wants to have his own little narrative, like, oh, yeah, but, I have to show people like, yo, I've been trying to make this thing happen. I don't know if it is going to happen. We were negotiating, like, as of last week, the negotiations have stalled, but I still want to do it, man. For me, I just want to say that, like, if somebody swore at my mother, I'd fight them for free, and it wouldn't be in no damn boxing ring. You get me? So the ball's in his court.
Mania is the new project out. What message would you like to send to the rest of the world about this incredible project that the superstar, AKA, has dropped on us?
I want to say that I loved making it. It has everything for everyone. It's got pop music. It's got a brand new sound. If you listen to the record with Shoma Josie, it's futuristic. It's nostalgic. It's well thought out. I've got another video. There's a song called Finessing on there, which is my next single. Thank you. I got a video coming out for that soon. And I just want to say, man, Africa to the world, make sure that you stream it on all the big platforms and enjoy it, man. Take your time with it because it took some time to make. Don't just give it one listen. Live with it. Bump it in your whip. Go to sleep to it. Jump on the plane with it. Live with it. Grow with it. And you'll really enjoy it.
Thank you, my brother. Before you go, just introduce yourself and say, this is Adesope Live.
Adesope Live.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yo, what's up? This is AKA the Super Mega, and you are now tuned into Adesope Live. Keep it there. Yes, sir.
Listen, thank you very much for your time. Hopefully the doors open soon and you could come into the UK. That's another question, bro. You need to come here more, bro.
I do, but I've been wanting to come back since I was on tour in the UK. So I went to Birmingham, I went to Manchester, I went to London, Liverpool. I did all those shows. Yeah. And now I want to come back, but now everything is closed, man. So we're gonna have to wait for this damn vaccine to kick in. and I'll definitely be in the UK. I need to come to Old Trafford soon, you know.
Absolutely.
And besides, you know,
Absolutely.
I need to come watch my team play. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
So, yes, sir.
Yo, listen, man. Hopefully that will happen very soon as well, man. I appreciate the time. I know it's late in South Africa. Thank you very much for the team. Congratulations on everything. I'm a real fan. I follow your work and I follow everything you do. You know, trust me. Keep doing what you're doing, and you're spreading your message across the world, man. I appreciate you.
Bless, my brother. Stay strong and stay safe, my man.
Thank you very much.
I'll see you soon, all right?
Absolutely, man. Have a wonderful day,
brother. One love.
You're listening to Adesope Live, the Afrobeats Podcast.